Hello, I'm John Monino with Milton Township and the Township officials of TooDuPage. I'm here with Rich Daca. Excited to have him here today. He's one of our citizens here in Milton Township. And as I understand, you've been here quite some time, haven't you?
It's going to be 37 years in October.
37 years. Okay.
In Foxcroft subdivision.
Foxcroft. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, God. I know several people that live in that area, so that's great. Roger Bond.
Yes.
Very tried and true citizens. If we could jump right into it, Rich, can you tell me a little bit about you? Who's Rich Daca?
Well, I'm an immigrant from Poland. I was at age 14 when my parents and my three siblings all came to the United States. We settled in the Milwaukee area, Cudahy, Wisconsin.
Sure.
We were fortunate to have my uncle, who was here earlier, to sponsor us and allow our exit from the country much easier than normally. And the reason being because Poland was under communism, and it was just very difficult to get away. But we were fortunate to come here in 1963. I was 14, I was the oldest of the kids. That was the start of our future dream, going to America.
That's great.
Something everybody just really, really talks about and used to talk about a lot.
Sure.
For that opportunity to better our lives. And I have three sons and 4 grandchildren. Fortunate to have them all living in pretty much 2 are in Glen Ellen area and one is in Bolingbrook.
Okay.
So, we've loved it here at Foxcroft for the last 37 years almost. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, that's going to take us right in from Poland into the United States. What are some of your experiences with governments outside of the U.S.?
Well, as the biggest thing that I remember being 14 is how hard my parents had to work and basically end up with nothing. We could not own a home. My dad was a carpenter, skilled craftsman, and we were living in an apartment, cramped. I remember we could not afford any trips anywhere. It was just really, really tough because you're basically working for the government. Its opportunities are very few. So that's the biggest impression that I have. Sure. Is just getting by and not really having fun or having any trips anywhere or seeing even the families nearby. Very difficult.
No extras, huh?
No extras. No, nothing. You just go to work and you basically can't save any money. You don't get paid much. I remember my parents' struggles with that, and so we were blessed to have this opportunity arise and be able to come to this country.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's great to know you, by the way.
One of the real great examples is when I went back to Poland in 1986, which was still under communism. How you go to a store and shelves were empty of essentials, toilet paper, things of that sort. Just lack of. And yet, being here, you go to a store and you've got vegetables, fruit, just everywhere, just unbelievable supply of things and to choose from and go to different stores. And it just struck me so much. It's just a real vivid memory still in my mind so many years later.
It'd be great to have some people talk about that. And that's why we're doing this today, because people don't realize how good we have it.
Exactly. If what I'm seeing now is the lack of respect, the lack of appreciation for things that the United States, gives people the opportunities to work themselves up to success. And I'd love to have some of these younger people go to Cuba or Venezuela or some of these communist countries and see what they're really missing. It's just incredible what we have here. And, within 3 years of my parents and us being in the United States, they bought a home 3 years after arriving here. And there, for my dad, 47 years of age, had nothing. And here in Milwaukee, we bought a rehab home.
Yeah.
But, it was a home. It was yours. It was ours. It was incredible.
That's great.
I mean, they couldn't speak English, but they owned a home 3 years after arriving here, 1966. It was amazing. The opportunities, that was just the start of it,
And you see that right now. What in a quick synopsis, what's the difference between Poland, the government that you see there, to the United States government?
Well, fortunately, thanks to solidarity movement in Poland and President Reagan's pushing the communists, the Berlin Wall came down, and of course the big effort was by the Catholics in Poland as well to overturn the government, the communist rule, which then fell throughout the Soviet bloc, all the Eastern European countries, and Poland became democratic, and it's very much like the United States now. It's incredible to go back, and I've been there now 4 additional times since 1986, and the transformation has been unbelievable. Very impressive what has happened. So this is the way to be, and it's disturbing to see some of the direction that we are heading in right now. The trying to overturn the government or the systems that we have, and I don't know what people are fighting for, because leaning towards socialism is just going to be devastating. It is just cannot have that.
I think there's a lot of just unanswered questions, and interviews don't come like this. Simple questions, what you've been through, what you wouldn't want to see for your neighbor.
Yes.
It's just not, the information is just not there.
Think about what Chinese are facing right now, or people in Hong Kong, or in Soviet Union, or Russia even.
Sure.
Today, it's still government pretty much dictates what you're going to do and how things are going to be done.
Sure.
Just cannot have that. Just absolutely cannot have that.
You've lived here in Milton Township for several years. What do you see township government playing as far as a role to serve the people, especially in an election process?
Well, what I like is the closeness that we have to the Milton Township government.
Sure.
I've been in this office a number of times. Whether it's an issue about trees or roads or snow plowing. Or
Gary Muehlfeld.
Gary Muehlfeld, yes.
Sure.
I've had personal contact with him.
Yeah.
Very responsive. Those guys are on the ball when it comes to shoveling, and plowing, and so I like that idea that you have a much closer connection with a smaller government than perhaps dealing with the DuPage County.
Yes. Yeah.
Which has a much bigger responsibility, and
of course.
So and they're very accommodating with brush pickups twice a year. I mean, you name it, they're there. It's a great.
I think I see the pamphlet there.
We have a nice pamphlet that we get every year.
Yeah.
And so it's a great deal to have that.
It's great. It's great. Gary hasn't paid you to.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
No, he's a great guy, and you know what? He really is one that. When I say Milton Township, anything to do with Milton Township, it's one of the first things that people bring up.
Yes, and we in Foxcroft have a homeowners association. Gary's been there several times at our meetings, listening to us and then presenting, what they're going to be doing with repaving roads or this or that projects. So he's quite responsive and great guy.
Awesome. Well, other services that Township does, and I know you know this, we have food pantry,
Correct.
General assistance. We help the people that are in need, and that's what township government really is meant for. Assessments, doing the right thing as far as their tax monies, which we have a great assessor Chris Levan, you know Chris.
Yes.
There are situations that come arise that I look at and I notice through different countries, maybe German, Italian. They don't have that. They don't have food pantries. They have neighbors.
Right.
Do you have a cup of milk? You have some sugar? That's how they do it in my countries of origin. So they have this. What does that mean to you? That you can just come without much questions and.
Oh yeah, and we're regular donors, whether it's here or the Glen Ellen Pantry.
Thank you, by the way.
And I mean, now more than ever,
Yes.
especially now,
Mm-hmm.
people are in dire needs, being unemployed and not knowing what their future is going to be with this COVID situation. Right. So I mean, that's probably the biggest buck that we get from the township right now is the pantry helping others.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great thing.
Our numbers have risen from the very small 100 to hundreds, and we're talking I think over 500-600 people that we have to help, and it's devastating. These are people that have had great strides in business and in their lives. So it's you see what's going on, and it's great that this township does what it does. It's under good that we do.
Most definitely, yes. Highly appreciative of their efforts. Yes.
What can township officials of DooPage and its viewers learn from your experience?
Oh my goodness, just love this country, love this area. Safe, very safe, great schools, great services. Have to give credit to DuPage County too for keeping their budgets in line. We never see big increases in our budgets.
Sure.
Dan Cronin has done a fantastic job there too.
Yes.
And we've been blessed with Glenbard South, Briar Glen schools, Glencrest. It's wonderful. Just a great. And people speak about coming in for schools and the safe neighborhood and College of DuPage right there. I mean, you name it. We are blessed with all the resources we have, so close and so well recognized,
yes.
In this area.
Well, I know it wasn't the interview that made you wear that American flag, but I can tell you, I know you're a great patriot. You love this country. Your talk and your walk shows true of how blessed this entity here in DuPage County, Milton Township. We are just so blessed to have you, and I know you're extremely happy to be here as well.
Yeah, patriot for sure. I'll tell you. I'll give you a quick experience. No sooner I finished high school in 1968, I got drafted to the U.S. Army, and I was a non-citizen. Yet I was asked to serve, United States in the United States Army. I was not a citizen.
Okay.
So proudly I went off and did my basic training and served my 2 years. And I ended up fortunately in Germany back in 1968, in the thick of it with Vietnam War.
Sure.
But after that I became naturalized. I benefited from a GI benefit, went to a technical college and got my certificate and got a great job at AT&T, and I lived the American dream. Bought a home and I mean, when I show pictures of my home and our kids' homes to my relatives in Poland, they're just like, wow, how did you do it? How is that possible? And it's a great dream that we've lived. Yeah.
Motivation is one thing. It stays with you for a little while. It falls off after so long. Right. Inspiration lasts a lifetime. I think you're a perfect example of inspiration. I thank you for your commitment to our country and to serve proudly for us. We can't thank you enough, especially Milton Township. We have a lot of veterans in here.
Yes.
That we should do a lot more for, but you guys are so powerful, you don't even expect it.
Right.
So we appreciate you coming in. This is John Monino with Milton Township and the Township officials. Absolutely excited to have Richard Daca with us, and we so happily, if you see this gentleman around Milton Township, make sure you thank him for his service, and give him a few minutes. He'll tell you some great things. Have a great day.
Thank you, John.